Welcome to the bold analysis. Just the way the president cancelled a Adani deal, I can speak authoritatively that the plan to vaccinate the cows should also be shelved. This one, president should leave. This, if there are things you can avoid, this one you should avoid as a plague. Ledama Kina, who is the Narok senator, is telling Kithure Kindiki, the deputy president, that I will not allow the government to inject any chemical or anything on my cows.
Mimi mheshimiwa deputy president, kwa heshima, Ledama amesema ng'ombe yake haitadungwa. Na mimi naomba tuachane na maneno ya kudunga masindano ng'ombe, kwa sababu sisi tunatumika kama guinea pigs. Bill Gates anazunguka huko akidunga mang'ombe ya watu ati kwa sababu ng'ombe na nyamba. Si endelea tu kunyamba. Mimi Ledama nikidungwa sindano na nisiponyamba sindakufa. Na mimi nakuomba tu kwa heshima, we agreed to disagree and agree. We will agree where we agree in principle. We disagree where we find there are issues. I've lived in America for many years. Mimi nataka kuona hao America tena wametangaza hii ndio ng'ombe leo inadungwa pup, alafu tuone. We want to be independent. You know, there's one big problem, Your Excellency, that I want to tell you today. How wafugaji sasa, they are guinea pigs in all manners. There's an act of parliament that I'm working to amend, the Veterinary Services Act, ambaye sasa mtu akitaka kukuja kuintroduce a parasite, dawa ambaye anataka kuua ile irmasher, yeye anakuja na katika veterinary services kwa sheria haisemi ile pesa italipo, lakini trial zote, efficacy trial zote zinafanyika Kilgoris. Unaona watu wa Muriodikiro wanachukua ng'ombe yao wanapeleka huko, watu wa Bomet wanapeleka ng'ombe yao huko, ifanyiwe efficacy trial. And in most cases, ile corruption iko kwa veterinary department, it is worse. You find people paying up to 4 million shillings ati ndio ule mtu mwenye anaenda kufanya efficacy trial, aende na Land Cruiser, aende sijui alale 4-star hotel. We need to be able to put discipline. We have a lot of money. Let us celebrate. Narok County today, we are celebrating as having raised the most revenue, surpassing Nairobi County. Kenya revenue has surpassed the 1 trillion shilling mark in revenue collection. Mheshimiwa Prime Cabinet Secretary pia alisema juzi, na I agree with him, wakati tulicollapse zile 1130 pay bills tukiweka moja, ndio ikasaidia hizo revenue ziweze kupanda. This country is industrious. With your leadership, and I know you very well. Wewe ukisaidiana na president na Raila ako hapo kigawagawa hivi na Ledama pia kwa Raila hapo hivi ndani, atapeana 2 cents ndio tuweze kuona ya kwamba jamii yetu imepanda. So nikimaliza ndiweze nikumwamsha governor, tafadhali ambia president, Ledama amesema tuache maneno ya nini ya kudunga sindano ng'ombe isiache kunyamba.
And this one, there is a program that is supposed to be rolled out in January of vaccinating some cows, vaccinating cows across the country. It has been long overdue. Remember, Bill Gates were given some privileges, some immunity by the government of Kenya. Kenyans questioned about that. The voice of Ledama Kina mirrors what the political class are saying. I'm yet to see. Kenyans don't seem to get it. Oh, even personally, I am not getting it. And what the president should be wary of is why some of his policies and projects receive the extent of backlash. And I think I have seen a very worrying trend, very angry president, that the mere fact that you become president, you enjoy monopoly of truth, wisdom, and science and everything. This program on vaccination have seen president calling critics stupid, mad, or pepo chafu. And of course, Kenyans are really raising questions about the choice of words that the president is using to talk to Wanjiku. I tend to think that we actually impeached the former deputy president Rigathi Gachagua on some conduct that we believe did not befit the office of the deputy president. Probably it's upon Kenyans to decide, or rather to interrogate, whether the word stupid befit the status of the office of the president. This is how president in the recent past has spitted anger and venom against Kenyans who have raised questions about this program of vaccination.
He's perfecting the art of clapping back and lambasting his critics. And as he attended the 4th Pastoralist Leadership Summit in Wajir County, President William Ruto trained his guns at those opposed to the government's proposed nationwide vaccination program, targeting 22 million heads of cattle from January next year.
Anybody opposing vaccination to eliminate FMD and PPR is simply mad and unreasonable and possibly stupid.
The president saying he does not understand how anybody would be opposed to the plan.
I mean, honestly, how else can you explain? There is an evil spirit in Kenya that is resident in some leaders. They churn out falsehood. They oppose everything for the sake of opposing.
The opposition, led by Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka, has faulted the program, terming it a foreign agenda, pushing Kenya into what will permanently alter the genetic structure of the local breeds.
That these vaccines will alter the genetic structure of our animals.
And in pushing back against his critics, President William Ruto has not been sparing words and inching close to strong language. 3 days ago, while attending the Kilifi International Investment Conference, Ruto referred to those alleging corruption in the National Equipment Service Program deal as fools.
You have to be a fool to be forced to sign the wrong thing, and you actually sign. You know, and you go and announce that I was forced.
Of Kenyans opposed to the Adani deal, the Social Health Authority, and the Affordable Housing Project, President Ruto described them as possessed by evil spirits.
Kuna pepo chafu ya upingamizi kupinga kila kitu. Kiwanda kama hii watu wanaipinga. Affordable housing wanaipinga. Mambo ya afya wanaipinga. Sasa mimi nauliza, hii pepo chafu, nafikiri hata imefika wanapinga hata matoleo kanisani. Jameni.
A year ago, the president appeared to engage in a soft launch of strong language as he warned against corruption.
Nimesema hawa watu mambo yao ni tatu, si ndio? Either wahame Kenya, ama waende jela, ama waende mbinguni. Hakuna dawa ingine.
The increasingly strong language likely to place the president on the coalition course with lingual Puritans who believe in the place of presidential language. Emmanuel To, Citizen TV, Nairobi.
So, yule mtu ambaye anapinga vaccination is stupid. I think William Ruto faced backlash housing levy. He got away with it. Even if Kenyans were not having an idea about where the house is, he rolled out education funding model. It was disastrous. Students complained the whole time. Then there came the transition from NHIF to SHA. It was very chaotic. Kenyans raised their voices against it. There came the Adani and this one now. The three, he got away with it. On the issue of Adani, it flopped and he had to cancel. After a US firm, after US prosecutors really leveled some accusations against the Adani group. Now this vaccination program mirrors Adani. Both two, foreigners are involved. And I think the president should, I think the president's advisors should tell him that even by the fact that you are a president, the senior most CEO of the country, public participation is well anchored in the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya. And public participation is part of our governance accountability. I don't know why the political class want to believe and want to behave as if the country is their personal property. That if you can't follow what I'm saying, then you are stupid. Probably on this one, it has started with the level of desperation. And the president is so desperate for this to happen. Until if you don't support it, then you are profiled. And that is a very bad place to be, I think, even for the leaders. The farmers, affordable housing, yes, people can see some houses. Education funding model, students are in class. Wanasoma. SHA, NHIF to SHA, some people are in hospital, they are getting their bills paid. Tell me the economic value in that vaccination. Some farmers cannot, it is something they cannot really comprehend. And the way the political class led by Kina, Ledama, Kina have started, I'm telling you, I want to tell you in this podcast, I am willing to lead and to use this platform to do awareness. If the proponents of this program can be able to avail the right persuasive information on the economic gain of this program, and of course, how we need to convince Wanjiku that this is a priority. A country where we are grappling even to do recruitment for teachers. A country that is struggling to put medicine in the hospitals. Whoa. A country that is struggling with free secondary education is spending more than 20 billion to vaccinate cows under a globalist agenda. I'm willing to use this podcast. But there's some red flags. And why I believe on this one, Ruto can do the most responsible thing as a leader and to cancel this program. Oh. This one is already red flags. The first red flag is this, on this program. And I can tell you this, I've started, subscribe to this podcast. I've not seen anyone analyzing about this, so expect that I'm going to give you some very good analysis on this program. The president is the loan executor. The president is the chief veterinary officer who understands this thing. The president is the programs coordinator of the whole thing. The president is the chief communication officer on this program. There is a red flag. And I think we need to learn. Unajua, kama ni president anaongea peke yake, I think this thing the president needed to akuje to support. I've not seen a PSA's public service announcement in the media, not even in the radio and the TV and the other medium, not even the spaces. I am not seeing the minister in charge of agriculture and even ASAL communities talking about this. I'm not seeing the leaders of this country coming out. Now there is a recess, they're in recess. So no one is in parliament. They're spending time in the villages, attending all manner of funerals and church services and weddings. I am not seeing them promoting that program. And so president is the only one talking. This is going to be difficult. This is going to be very difficult. So because it is the president talking about it, it's like it's a highly guarded secret that only the president and some few people know. A red flag. The second red flag, the dismissive, abusive tone and the approach that has been meted on critics is very scary. Because someone called me, kwani iteste prezo kwa kitu ni nini? Mbona natusi watu? Someone was, just a very casual talk. So, kwani what? And that is already raising eyebrows. Hii program inafanya kipingo nasema unatusiwa. So that is already telling you, kwani what is in it? Kwani how good is it that if you post it? And in fact, I think the president is unfair. The critics may have an idea of what's going on. Wale wenye wanaenda kuchenjua ng'ombe zao vile yuko shosho wangu mama yangu, nani anajua kweli? Yes, you know, so the president might be talking about the middle class. But wale wa mama wa huko chini wanajua kweli. And remember, it is the informed, those who are informed, that are supposed to convince them. It is not, if today the government want to vaccinate our cow home, na mimi niseme niambie mama hapana, mama hatakubali. But if I buy it and I know this is the right thing and this is how it's going to benefit, my mother won't refuse. I'll be able to make a call and say, Mom, serikali nafanya hii, hata kama unakuanga na wasiwasi ni mbaya, but hii mkubali. So let the public own this project, this program. If it is not owned, if the public is not embodied on this, just don't leave it. The red flag, it comes out as a globalist agenda. Inakuja ni kama ni kitu is imposed on us by the colonialists. Just like the GMO discussion. These are things that the country looks and it's the country is a bit irritated. Then the president is irritated. The country is a bit irritated. Oh, tena ni wazungu wametuletea. And that will really create, that will be rebelled. Lastly, I don't seem to, in communication, the way it is being said, I'm not seeing the economic gain the country is going to have. Probably may have not gotten all of it. But from tomorrow, I want to get the document. I want to read many articles and we want to talk to experts, people who know about this. But hey, you can get to WhatsApp and talk to us in the comment section. Tell us about this. What do you know? How are we going to benefit economically? Is it a priority? Yeah, because that's also another thing the country is asking. Is it a priority to us? Well, who is going to fund it? Hiyo dawa inatoka wapi? There's so many questions. Remember, there's some people, and I think the president is a bit too casual about something very serious. Kwa sababu, the people who have some 2 or 3 cows, those are the things that depend on. Kama anataka kupeleka mtoto wake shule, atauza. Sasa wikikuja adunge dawa. There are those who already wanadunga their cows, you know, other than they give them other treatments. So this vaccination, is it going to angalia huyu anadungwa dawa gani aidunge? Is there a way it can cause troubles? There's so many questions. So the public is just asking, what is it? Why don't we avail the information? Tell them. Kama ulikuwa unadunga dawa hii, hata ikidungwa hii hakutakuwa na shida. Na after kudunga, maybe ikifanya hivi, ndio inaweza uzwa. Yani, you need to communicate this, surely. Is that too much to ask for? When the public is asking, tell us what it is. Then they say, you guys are stupid. You guys are mad. Panamana. Just inform the public. Let the public know. At least that is not too much to ask for. Thank you.